Hi there, my name is Eric Worley and I work for Summit Pointe. I'm excited to talk to you today about a new therapeutic program we're implementing in Calhoun County called the Therapeutic Home Program. We like to start off these presentations talking about who we're looking for. And so we're trying to identify those heroes in our county that can step up and provide care for some of our teens that are dealing with some emotional issues and need some extra help. So we'd like to reference Mr. Fred Rogers and share this quote where he talks about helping kids in need. We need to share the responsibility. It's easy to say it's not my child, not my community, not my problem. Then there are those who see the need and respond. I consider those people my heroes. So we're looking for those heroes in Calhoun County to step up and help provide some of this care and help implement this program we think will be very effective in Calhoun County. So what is the Therapeutic Home Program? It's an intensive treatment program for teens, and we classify teens aged 12 through 17. We're looking to license families to provide a temporary home for these teens to receive treatment to deal with some of their emotional and behavioral issues that they may have. Both the teen and the family are receiving treatment during this program. It's short term, it's only 6 to 9 months. It's for teens that are on the SED waiver through Medicaid, and SED stands for the Severe Emotional Disturbance Waiver. And it's designed to help teens stay in the community and avoid any long-term residential placements or time spent in any juvenile homes or any psychiatric hospitals. So who are we serving with this program? So I spoke about the SED waiver in the last slide. So children on the SED waiver may have issues with some of the following: attachment, issues with their school setting, non-compliance, substance abuse, some safety concerns. They may have trouble regulating their emotions. They may be defiant. They may just have a lack of pro-social peers. They may be run with the wrong crowd and maybe need some help identifying who some of those more pro-social peers may be. And they may have some involvement with police or law enforcement. And the other side of this are the parents as well. So parents of children who are on the SED waiver, they could be overwhelmed, frustrated, feeling lost with how to help their kids, struggling with their own mental health issues, which are providing a barrier for their children to be successfully approached in this, and looking for help through higher level of services or asking for hospitalization. So what we want to do is we want to keep these kids out of the hospital setting and keep them in a home-based program. So these kids are coming to us through potentially foster care. This could be a pre-adoptive setting where they are struggling with managing their emotions or behaviors that may jeopardize that permanent placement into adoption. They could be coming out of a residential setting, and their biological or permanent family could be looking at hospitalization, and we want to keep them out of that. So how are we addressing these issues through this therapeutic home program? So what we're looking to identify are providing a consistent, reinforcing environment with mentoring and encouragement, a daily structure with clear expectations and specific consequences, a high level of youth supervision, limited access to those problem peers, along with increased access to the pro-social peers, and providing an environment that supports daily school attendance and homework completion. So we're not just doing this program just on a whim and just throwing it together as we go. This is an evidence-based practice that we are implementing with help of some of our consultants based out of Eugene, Oregon. So programs which have implemented this same type of evidence-based model of care have seen the spending through government or philanthropic money really successfully address poverty, education failure, violence, drug abuse, and other critical problems. So trust the numbers. We say this is evidence-based practice. We have data that can back up how effective this program is. So we like to liken it to if you were to go to a casino and place money down on the table, what kind of return you would get. So for every dollar being spent on this program, we're seeing a $4.29 return 90% of the time. So if you were to go place $1 down on the table and get $4.29 back 90% of the time, that's a pretty effective program, and we're going to keep trying to make that bet. So this could be anything from keeping the cost of childcare down, This could be keeping kids away from unwanted pregnancies and keeping the healthcare costs down, keeping kids out of those residential settings and keeping the cost of running those places down, keeping kids out of the criminal justice system. So all these different ways where these kids are receiving some of this positive outcome and positive feedback, we're really keeping the cost of some of these juvenile programs down. And it's working 90% of the time. So what are these positive outcomes? So I touched on a couple of them. We're preventing and reducing the amount of days that kids are spending in institutional or residential settings. So it's keeping the cost of running those centers down. We're promoting positive behaviors and pro-social peers. We're increasing positive academic engagement. So we're teaching them to fall in love with school again and learning and really having fun being in school. Maintaining a stable environment. So we're reducing the amount of placements they may have. They're not bouncing around from home to a residential setting, to a juvenile center, back to home. We want to keep them in one place as long as possible. Increasing their attachment. That could be attachment to really anything. It could be attachment to school, to their family members, to activities, to teachers, to their friends, to a hobby they may learn. We're just teaching them to be able to trust and be able to let someone into their life and become attached to them without the fear of being hurt. And improving their brain stress regulatory systems. So why does this work for adolescents? How does this program really work? So we provide a daily structure and support via a point and level system. So if you think about the gold stars you used to get on your chart back in grade school, or you think of wearing a Fitbit or a step tracker, you get rewarded and you get that positive feedback as you reach certain goals. We want to do the same thing with the teens in this program, is be able to track their progress and reward them when they do really well. And then if they may struggle, be able to use that as a teaching moment and provide feedback to help them to continue to improve. They get a daily school card that they bring with them, that their teachers sign off that they attended class, that they completed their work, that they weren't disruptive. And so everyone in the school system is aware that this program is happening, and they're also part of this team that's going to help this kid succeed. They receive weekly individual therapy, skill building, and advocacy through our team at Summit Pointe. They have close supervision of their whereabouts and their peer relationships. So right when this program starts, we're really going to be monitoring every step of this teen's day to make sure that they're hitting all their goals to make this program really successful. If they need it, they'll have some psychiatric consultation. They get daily mentoring through their therapeutic parents and their caregivers. So we're looking to identify some of these therapeutic parents in the therapeutic homes that can really provide that level of mentoring and be a really good role model. And they still have weekly contact with their parents, with their biological parents, with their long-term caregivers, with what we're calling the aftercare family. It's going to be where they're going permanently after they successfully complete this treatment. So we're not cutting the parents out at all. They're still going to be part of this process, and they're going to be receiving treatment as well at the same time. So is this program just in Calhoun County? No. This program was initially implemented out in Eugene, Oregon back in the 80s. It has since grown from coast to coast in the United States, being implemented in California, in the New York City area, as well as 4 places in Michigan. So Calhoun County, Wayne County, up in the Lansing area, as well as up in Escanaba in the Upper Peninsula. And it's also over in Europe. It's in Germany, it's in Sweden and Norway, and it's also down in Australia and New Zealand. So this program is really growing in those areas where people are recognizing the benefits of person-centered care. So taking people out of these group settings where they might not be receiving the attention they need, and really focusing in on the individual and tailoring those treatment programs to them specifically. So we're excited to be a part of this program in Calhoun County and to see it grow not only in Michigan, but across the world. So how does this program really function? Like, where are the different layers and levels that make this program successful? So we like to think of it as an onion. At the center of that onion are the kids and their families. They're who we're most worried about helping, and they get the bulk of our attention. So that top layer on top of them, that's the therapeutic parents that are going to have them in the home setting. So they're that first level of defense. That's that green circle right around the kids and family. On top of that, we have the treatment team at Summit Pointe. That's myself, that's our clinicians and counselors at Summit Pointe that are going to be doing the intensive therapy treatment. We have the treatment model consultants that are going to be helping us out with that. They're the subject matter experts, and they're the ones that are providing us with the help that we can provide for these families. And kind of wrapping everything up is the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and Wayne State University. They're helping us with the licensing and the placement and the funding for this. So this is a 5-year grant funded program that is going to be implemented in the county. And then once the grant is done after 5 years, then Summit Pointe will take sole ownership of it and go from there. So we're really thankful for Wayne State to be able to help provide that groundwork to help us get it going. So you may have started to connect some dots and thinking that this sounds a lot like foster care. It is true that we are placing a child in another home, but that is pretty much where the similarities end. So the Therapeutic Home Program is a voluntary mental health service. Foster care is oftentimes involuntary. There's no transfer of guardianship with the Therapeutic Home Program, and you're going to have that in foster care. And there's no court oversight. There's no judges involved. There's no requirements that this has to happen by law. This is completely voluntary. The parents want this. The kids recognize that they need some extra help. It's not set in stone that it has to happen for a certain amount of time. If things don't work out, they can stop it. It's completely voluntary. If you make someone do something, they're going to be resistant right away. So when people are coming to us voluntarily, they're much more open to receiving the treatment, which makes it that much more successful. There is a committed legal guardian as an eligibility requirement for this program. So there needs to be someone that's receiving treatment as well while the teenager is, and there needs to be a place that they're going to be going afterwards. So if it's back to their biological parents or a family caregiver, or if they're going to an adoptive family or some other long-term family setting, that person's going to be involved in this process as well. You may not have that with the foster care setting. This is an intensive community-based treatment using an evidence-based practice fidelity. So we have benchmarks we need to reach with this program, and we're tracking that process throughout this time to make sure we're hitting those goals. You may not have that with foster care. You may just place a kid in the home and just trust that the foster parent's going to do their job and provide safety for them, but there's really not a whole lot of fidelity on that and accountability and checking. The goal of the Therapeutic Home Program is successful clinical treatment and to move to a lower level of care. So this level of care with the Therapeutic Home Program is right beneath being placed in a residential setting. We want to really make this program successful that these teenagers can go to a lower level of care, whether it's just a home-based setting or ideally no therapy treatment at all after this. And it's short-term. It's only 6 to 9 months. There's no timetable with traditional foster care. You may have someone placed when they're in grade school and they're in foster care all the way through high school. With this, we want to be really intensive and really specific and focused for 6 to 9 months. And 90% of that time, we're seeing those success stories through that process. So what does it take to be a great therapeutic parent? So this is really the linchpin we're trying to identify with this program in the county right now, is identifying who are these heroes that are going to take someone in for 6 to 9 months in their home and really be that mentor that provides this growing, stable environment for the teenagers to really learn and to provide the biological parents with that chance to learn some more effective parenting techniques as well. So we need someone who's flexible. We need someone who can let someone into their home and really turn their home dynamic on its head and provide that sort of stable environment for them. They need to be around for that high level of supervision. So ideally, we're looking for someplace where someone is available to be in the home anytime the kid is. Obviously, they're going to be in school when school's in session. So that's a 7 to 8 hour window where the kid's going to be out of the home. But initially, right away when this program starts, we need someone that's going to be in the home with them. So we can license up to 3 people per home. So if it's a 2-parent household, if it's a single parent with maybe a family caregiver that can stop by and help provide that level of care, if the parent is working, it just needs to have a level of flexibility that can provide that coverage whenever the teen is in the home. We need someone who's open to teamwork and collaboration. The therapeutic parent is going to be part of our treatment team at Summit Pointe. They're going to be a contracted provider through us and really be that first level of care for these teenagers. We're going to be with them every step of the way with 24/7 support, just a phone call away. But you're going to be part of our team, and we're looking for someone that's open to that and is really good at collaborating. We also need someone with a willingness to learn. We're going to teach these therapeutic parents the treatment model, as well as get them licensed to be therapeutic foster parents. So someone who's open to learning the new program and really helping implement that is key to this program's success. And we need someone who's encouraging and supportive. A lot of times these teenagers just need a cheerleader to help support them and really help encourage them on in their treatment process. So really celebrating their victories and really help with some learning opportunities when they may struggle with certain aspects of the program. And then someone with a sense of humor. There's going to be times in this program where things are going to happen, and we need someone who can just roll with the punches, let things roll off their back, not take things too personally and seriously, and just be able to laugh when certain things happen. This is a very serious program because we're focusing on the mental health of some of these kids. That doesn't mean we still can't have fun with it. So we want someone that can provide that fun, light environment while still being disciplined, but also be able to make it fun for the kids. So how does someone become a therapeutic parent? We do initial interviews and background checks, including fingerprinting, to make sure that the person that's going to be the therapeutic parent is appropriate to have a teenager in the house. We do a home visit to make sure that the home is going to be safe for the kid. We do reference checks, and then we do licensing and training. So we don't just show up on the first day and say, hey, here's this teenager, we'll see you in 6 to 9 months. We do weeks and sometimes months worth of prep work to make sure that the therapeutic parents are fully ready to help implement this program for these teenagers. So we're excited to get this program rolling. We're hoping to identify some therapeutic parents in the county. My contact information is listed right here. Please feel free to reach out if you think that you may be a good fit to be a therapeutic parent, and feel free to pass along this information if you think you may know someone else who may be a good fit, or if you're part of any groups that you may think this might be an appropriate presentation to present to them. We just want to get the word out to every corner of Calhoun County because we know that these people exist. We know that these heroes are amongst us, and we're looking to identify them so we can help provide this level of care for our teenagers in the community. So I thank you for your time today and listening to our program, and we hope we can talk to you soon. Thank you.